by those who are coming at the hem of authority. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, the economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. We are not prophets of doom, but the reality will come.
Donald Trump just held a meeting with the president of Liberia and put his lack of intelligence and incompetence on full display. So here was Trump praising Liberia's president for speaking such good English. And then he went on to ask the president where he learned to speak such good English, even though English is the official language of Liberia.
Thank you. English, such beautiful. Where did you learn to speak so beautifully? Where were you educated? Where? In Liberia?
Yes, sir.
Well, that's very interesting. It's beautiful English.
Sure.
I have people at this table can't speak nearly as well.
So Donald, he learned to speak English in Liberia, where English is the official language. I mean, this is the president of the United States having high stakes meetings with leaders of African nations discussing very important things like foreign policy, trade, and aid. And yet he doesn't know anything about these nations. He doesn't even know what language they speak.
Trump decided to compliment Liberia's President Joseph Boakai on his beautiful English. Then Trump asked him 3 times where he possibly could have learned such good English. Spoiler alert, English is literally Liberia's official language. The country was founded by free and formerly enslaved Black Americans. It's been independent since 1847, about 170 years before Trump figured out how to read a teleprompter. But Trump couldn't let it go. Where, he pressed, were you educated? And Boakai, I'm probably not saying his name correctly, who once walked 300 miles to get an education, politely humored Trump instead of flipping the damn table on him. This is also the guy who once complained he couldn't understand an Indian reporter speaking English, so naturally Trump asked for a translator. Because after all, why learn about the world when you can just be the loudest guy in the room?
Well, thank you. And such good English, such beautiful. Where did you learn to speak so beautifully? Where were you educated? Where?
Yes, sir.
In Liberia?
Yes, sir.
Well, that's very interesting. It's beautiful English.
Sure.
I have people at this table can't speak nearly as well.
Very good, sir. Thank you.
Well, thank you. And such good English, such beautiful. Where did you learn to speak so beautifully? Where were you educated? Where?
Yes, sir.
In Liberia?
Yes, sir.
Well, that's very interesting. It's beautiful English.
Sure.
I have people at this table can't speak nearly as well.
Very good, sir. Thank you.
Well, thank you. And such good English, such beautiful. Where did you learn to speak so beautifully? Where were you educated? Where?
Yes, sir.
In Liberia?
Yes, sir.
Well, that's very interesting. It's beautiful English.
Sure.
I have people at this table can't speak nearly as well.
Very good, sir. Thank you.
Well, thank you. And such good English, such beautiful. Where did you learn to speak so beautifully? Where were you educated? Where?
Yes, sir.
In Liberia?
Yes, sir.
Well, that's very interesting. It's beautiful English.
Sure.
I have people at this table can't speak nearly as well.
Very good, sir. Thank you.
Well, thank you. And such good English, such beautiful. Where did you learn to speak so beautifully? Where were you educated? Where?
Yes, sir.
In Liberia?
Yes, sir.
Well, that's very interesting. It's beautiful English.
Sure.
I have people at this table can't speak nearly as well.
Very good, sir. Thank you.
The judge ascribed unto himself an authority that he doesn't have. When specific provisions of the Constitution are raised as subject matter of discussion in a trial, a court of limited jurisdiction, specifically a trial court, does not have the authority to interpret the Constitution. That authority is ascribed to the full bench of the Honorable Supreme Court. So today, the judge had indeed agreed that the former officials of government are immune from any criminal prosecution or judicial inquiry for acts committed or acts carried out while serving as members and statutory members of the National Security Council and principal advisors and agents of the presidency. That immunity of the president that extends to the advisors of the president and the agent, that immunity can never be subjected to judicial review in a court of law. The courts shall refrain from conducting inquiry on the basis that any attempt will compromise national security. In fact, it's on the other way around. Why we should be protecting the protection of national secrecy, I see the government proceeding to expose national security operations, especially about expenditure during elections to keep this country safe from threats to the elections. Is that with the wisdom of the judge? The next thing is the defendants, the former ministers of the former officials of government cannot stand trial. Why? Under the due process clause that we have in fact, our cases like the Wallow versus Wallow, the landmark case on due process, before you are convicted, you have the right to question the witnesses, to produce evidence in your favor in order to exonerate yourself. These officials are prohibited by law not to defend themselves. And what is the law? The National Security and Reform Act, Intelligence Act of 2011 says, as long as they are alive until 20 years, even if they go for trial and they take the witness and to testify about how they expended the money.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or certain condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because their side is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country, as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Kindly that you place us on your itinerary. As per your time zone, we'll say hi, good afternoon, good morning. This is a real talk in which we go real, having nothing against anybody, no, but just the reality we put out in our analytical form. And then, oh yes, so today is the 14th day of July 2025. The reign of Judo Christopher is called Monday. I'm Sam Andrews. Some cash we're giving out also. Keep playing, start playing, always play wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Stop it and play the King's Cash giveaway. That star 79 and star 24 hatch. Play with $200 Liberian dollars or $1.50. It's a great day. We are grateful to God We thank him. He's good. He's faithful. He's merciful. He's kind. We can help but bless his holy name, having kept watch over all of us and has brought us into this day to speak truth to power, irrespective of the reality or the people who are involved. President, vice president, senator, representative, politician, journalist, doctor, military, all spheres of people. We face them hand on, no grudge, no malice, harbor nothing against them, but to make Liberia better, because we are all stakeholders. So we've got that onerous or the responsibility. Today, it is that day, great day. At 4 o'clock, we look at something of vital importance, or just say we are. Will be demystifying and dismantling Unity Party propaganda. I have called in one of those who have been within the corridor, the nuclear of the Congress for Democratic Change, a former Director of Administration, Liberia National Fire Service, who has an in total and out total of the political sphere of Liberia. Gabriel M is in from 4 to 5:30. Before then, we do our clearinghouse. We'll spend most time out of Liberia. Peter Tokba, Duport Road, Pastor Melvin Destiny, Harvest Power, the United States of America, Molly C.C., Fargo, the United States, William Carpins Vasily, Rose Stanford, Brooklyn, New York, the United States, Musa Sharif, District 9, Sinker, Jonathan Cole, Shoe Factory, District 13, Samson Carey, Bartnersville, District 11, the district that has the speaker, yet they are struggling. Antonin Rogers, Paynes, that's Pennsylvania, the United States, Gabriel West, 5th Kelvin Bappin, Line Road, is this GSA, George Gono, Freeport Community, Central Freeport Community, Jackson C. Pony Iron Factory, Block C community, member of the Intellectual Center, Block 13 Intellectual Center, Romancio Latupan, the chairman of Block 13 Intellectual Center, is also on. The chairman for life, everlasting chairman, down to F chairman, humble chairman, chairman that cut across, the melting pot chairman. You want to be in his presence. I advise that you try to befriend, find him and befriend him. You will never ever regret it. A die-hard Jowian. Otaku Kaha, Maryland, USA, Abdullahi Dole, Zozo City, Lofa County, Bapin Paul Lee, Matilda Stevens. Yes, good day to you also, Matilda. Hope that you are faring well as I am. Amara Jala Kamara, Vinicius Bar, Nuclear Town, Claudia de Paul, Musa A. Sharif, Sophie Community, Congo Town, Asari Kanen, Center Street, Henry T. Toll Jr., your residents Caldwell, Southeastern Sister Claudie Allison from Delaware, the United States of America, and the names are just running down. Can call all. Malu Fofana, that's 20th Street, Josephus Manem, my dear brother, hope that you are doing fine. Tay Cornelius, Alaska, USA, Jack Foley, Tombikai, Broville Bible College, Abigail Chismon, Old Row. Okay. Yes, long protocol, too long. If we keep on calling, then we'll finish at 4:50. But good to have all of you on, man. I appreciate all of you, great people. Yes. So we are together. Thank you for the support. We appreciate everything that you do, but we still look up to you, the King's Cash, King's Support Basket. The numbers are on your screen. Those of you in Liberia is 077 017 885. Out of Liberia, 0555 885 885. Yes, 0555 885 885. And the name is Abraham Weah. Any other name or anybody tried to do any other thing, just know that it is fake. The official name is Abraham Weah. Thank you all. Let's get started. Time is of the essence. I said we would spend a little time out of Liberia because they have implications for our society. We may not share proximity with them, but what is unfolding in their country, we also have similar, if not same. Let's start in Nigeria, which you are aware that Nigerians are remembering their former president, Muhammadu Buhari. He died in London on Sunday at the age of 82. He is being remembered as a divisive figure. That's what the BBC, one of the characteristics politically, they will put on him, that some Nigerians will remember him as being that divisive figure who oversaw one of the country's most troubled periods. Divisive figure, bad political character, the same in Liberia. Twice Nigeria's leader, military and civilian, military background and civilian war participation, launched the war against indiscipline known for authoritarian rule in the 1980s. Authoritarian rules in 1980. Well, I said that some of the characteristics, we may not share proximity, we may not share line or border with them geographically. That's not the issue. But what I want you to pick up, some of the things politically, some of the political characteristics, you find them in our society, in our government, amongst most of the officials, even Mr. President. He is known, or was known, according to what came out on him, known for authoritarian rule in the 1980s. Bad. Ran for president 4 times, won on the 4th try. That will be doing it for Nigeria. Our sympathy, our condolences to the people of Nigeria, the government, and those Nigerians here. It's heartbreaking, but such is prophecy. Let's go to South Africa. Let's get into South Africa before then this break.
The judge ascribed unto himself an authority that he doesn't have. When specific provisions of the Constitution are raised as subject matter of discussion in a trial, a court of limited jurisdiction, specifically a trial court, does not have the authority to interpret the Constitution. That authority is ascribed to the full bench of the Honorable Supreme Court. To that, the judge had indeed agreed that the former officials of government are immune from any criminal prosecution or judicial inquiry for acts committed or acts carried out while serving as members and statutory members of the National Security Council and principal advisors and agents of the presidency. That immunity of the president that extends to the advisors of the president and the agent, that immunity can never be subjected to judicial review in a court of law. The courts shall refrain from conducting inquiry on the basis that any attempt will compromise national security. In fact, it's on the other way around. Why we should be protecting the protection of national secrecy, I see the government proceeding to expose national security operations, especially about expenditure during elections to keep this country safe from threats to the elections. It's left with the wisdom of the judge. The next thing is the defendants, the former ministers of the former officials of government cannot stand trial. Why? Under the due process clause that we have in fact our cases like the Wallow versus Wallow, the landmark case on due process, before you are convicted, you have the right to question the witnesses, to produce evidence in your favor in order to exonerate yourself. These officials are prohibited by law not to defend themselves. And what is the law? The National Security and Reform Act, Intelligence Act of 2011 says, as long as they are alive until 20 years, even if they go for trial and they take the witness and to testify about how they expended the money, when they come outside, the NSA will arrest them also, because they have breached national security intelligence operations. That's why you take up on the level at the level of the National Security Council. The judge erred, and in fact, the ruling went beyond. The team will discuss that. But what we know is that the law already gives us the authority to go on the remedial process when the judge had made a decision, especially on the issue of authority.
Thank you for the understanding. South Africa. We are in South Africa. The president there, Cyril Ramaphosa, has taken a significant step. Listen carefully, please. Placing police minister. In Liberia, we say Inspector General. In Liberia, Gregory Coma occupies this position. Placing police minister Senzo Manchuno on immediate leave. This action was prompted by allegations of collusion with a criminal syndicate and interference in high-profile investigations. The allegations, which include ties to criminal gangs and interference in politically motivated murder investigations, have sparked a heated debate. The opposition economic freedom fighters has been particularly vocal, criticizing the move and stating that it allows the minister to continue drawing a full salary while he consolidates power and undermines whistleblowers from behind the scenes. The question on everyone's minds, who can effectively address South Africa's rising crime rate? Senzo position, here we say police director. So he was, the allegations brought against him, collusion with criminal syndicate and interference in high-profile investigations. You can figure it out for yourself. You can draw some conclusions and do your comparative analysis or compare if there is any to compare with our police. Yeah. Then we move to Madagascar. A court in Madagascar has sentenced a man to surgical castration for rape of a child in 2024, this year. In the first such measure on the Indian Ocean island, the government introduced the penalty last year as part of a law to address child rape and the many cases coming before the court of that country. Human rights organizations in Madagascar say the castration is unethical and want wider prevention efforts focused on encouraging rape survivors to come forward without fear of retaliation. Then, where do we land? And then we come to the international scene, let's take a brief stop in Nigeria, where the government there has rejected attempt again to persuade African countries to accept Venezuela deportees, some of them prisoners, stating it would be unrealistic and unfair. Nigeria's Foreign Minister Yusuf Tuga stated that Nigeria faces enough challenges and will not be used as a dumping ground for people deported from the United States. He went on to say it is unfair to insist that Nigeria accept 300 Venezuelan deportees. President Trump, the president of the United States, all of us are aware last week, the meeting he hosted with 5 African leaders, and part of that discussion behind the scene that those countries should accept the American government proposal to accept those find undesirable on culture to live in American society, accept them in their societies because they are African people, they are Black people, their continent is, you get me? Their continent is, I'm quoting Trump, his first term, he said, the African continent, you know that, right? Yeah, he used the S and H word. So he sees Africa as the place for undesirable people. America is the place for desirable people, good people, great people. Ironically, you have the weakest, the baddest, the outlaw, the uncultured in his own society. That would take us to why most African presidents, or why Africa really do not have a democracy. And we want to thank former President George Weah for exhibiting leadership, democracy, respecting the Constitution and the will of the people, unlike scores of African leaders who will find it just right to cling on to power as if it is their personal property or family inheritance, a dynasty, and end up dying. One of the things you want to do when the time reaches, which is leadership, to relinquish power democratically, enjoy yourself, enjoy your post-presidency, then to insist on and die in it, and you can get nothing. Not even your family can even enjoy anything after you're gone. That is the situation with the president of Cameroon, Paul Biya. Can you imagine? He has officially announced on his official media accounts or Facebook page, which was on yesterday, Sunday. You need to follow these international iconic figures, that he will run for an 8th consecutive term, 8 E-I-G-H-T, 8 consecutive term in Cameroon's election that is coming up shortly. Don't ask for his age. He's beyond 80. He is 92 years old. He is 92 years old. And he is Africa's second largest serving head of state and one of the oldest leaders in the world. He is one of the oldest leaders, oldest presidents in the world. If re-elected, he will be 99 years old. If he is re-elected, he will be 99 years old. So he's 92. The election comes out shortly. So that's 93, 96, 97, 98, 99. By then, that means at the end of his term, he will be 99 years old by the end of the next term. His decision has drawn concern and criticisms, particularly as Cameroon continues to grapple with major internal crises, including unresolved Anglophone conflict and worsening economic challenges. That is the situation in Cameroon. Not easy. African leaders, you see why? Now, most of you, George Weah could have done the same thing. You know why these African leaders hold on? Because they have all of the machineries available to them. They have the military, they have the police, they have just everything it takes to hold on. Weah could have taken advantage of everything, used everything available to him, and today he will still be in power. But being democratic, he opted to accept defeat. Not necessarily that he was defeated by a wider margin, but a slimmer, which any African president would take advantage of because the argument would not be strong from the opposition. Once that margin is marginal, that means it is very small. Any African leader, even if it is not a slimmer margin, as we have seen from a number of African leaders, they insist that the opposition didn't win, they won the election. And they move on to put all of their ammunitions out, all of their military, they just get out with everything available to them. And what you do? Now, tell me now, this country is not strong, it's not radical. This is not a radical society. Certainly not. We could have held on to power. What could have happened? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. People would have just made noise around here. Opposition leader call press conferences, call on the international community as they usually do. We call on our international partners, the international community to do. We say we invested so much in Liberia, we don't want conflict. However, let's, in the spirit of unity, reconcile, because we have seen it. That's the template. Nothing. We are staying on. But his natural self and his democratic self, combined the two, he relinquished power. Today, Weah is comfortable, he's relaxed, he's enjoying his post-president life, like he is still the president. Now, you want to, because Weah was one of the persons who, during his presidency, attended series of meetings. The African Union, ECOWAS, and other regional bodies, the Mano River Union, when coups were all over the place in the African region. And one of Weah's position was return to democratic rule. His voice is available. He urged democratic rule, return to democratic rule. Democracy must not be extinguished. Juntaism or overthrow was not the right way to go. I am saying this to tell you why the African continent is always bad off, and why the white man, please accept my professional racism, why the white man will look at the African continent and say, look, let's dump this there because these people are black people. They are died, they are this, they are that. They're so greedy. They don't. At 92, can you imagine? At 92, the man is still holding on to power. He still wants to be in power at 92, not even thinking that he will go beyond 92, 93. Sometimes you just need to sit down in life and just say to yourself, will I go beyond this age? At 80, at 82, at 84, at 90, at 92, can I? What do I need to do? Must I hold on to power, die in it, or must I give up and then enjoy my life? One of the reasons I think some of the African leaders want to hold on because of what they do, they are afraid. that if they gave up power, this one will happen to them. They will experience this. They will do that. They will experience all kinds of stuff. Probably is one of the reasons they want to hold on to power. You can run for 8 consecutive terms. Look at Tanzania. The same thing. The continent has a history of presidents overstaying, extending the Constitution or amending the Constitution in their favor. And some of you here will consider those people as democratic country. A couple of weeks ago, I heard some people, Unity Party people, talking of making Bouakai president for life, extending the Constitution, but that was just a mere talk. So that's what it is in Cameroon. Paul Biya, he is 92 years old, and he is running for the 8th term. He is Africa's 2nd longest serving head of state and one of the oldest leaders in the world. If re-elected, according to what we research out, he will be 99 years old by the end of the next term. That means if he becomes president, at the end of the term that he is president, he will be 99 years old. Then he might move to run for the 9th term and stay on up to 110, 100 if you will ever live up to those years or number. Let's come back to Africa, and then we can allow you to have your say before we face Mr. Ma. Let's go to DEA. DEA, it seems the same confusion that came out between Abiy Nkrumah and Fadiga is on. There's this memo from Sebastian Farr, Unit 702, to all LDEA employees under the Operation Command, subject strict mandate ordered. Date July 7, 2025. By directive of the Deputy Director for Operations Unit 102, 702, all operational personnel are ordered not to take instructions or order from Mr. Ibrahim O. Pine and Mr. Aaron Kazor as of now and now. In the meantime, all actions, volunteers are to cease from operation activities and focus on the recruitment process, as this is key to your employment status with the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency. That is the memo from the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency. What other thing I need to share with you before our guest gets in? The confirmation hearing, if it hasn't ended, is still on. George Weah. I think I can bring you just few lines from his opening, the opening of the confirmation hearing. George Weah, sorry to say, please accept it. Unity Party Chief Justice now. We have Unity Party Chief Justice Just Bese is now Unity Party Chief Justice. Yes. Let me bring you excerpt as quickly as I can. Let me see, just so you hear what he had to say before the senators at the Liberian Senate. A short one, then we move on.
It is my hope that you will individually and collectively find me fit following your examination to confirm me as the Chief Justice of the Republic of Liberia. I am a Liberian with 27 years of career experience, fresh 17 years as a practicing lawyer, 7 years on the bench as a technical judge, and now almost 3 years as an associate justice. Far from self-aggrandizement, I believe that I have tried to serve my country with commitment, patriotism, and with integrity, and have endeavored over the years to interpret the law without fear or favor. Consequently, having presided over 3 of the landmark cases in this country in recent years, obviously, some of my opinions and judgments may have been perceived by some people as controversial. But on the contrary, all my judgments have always reflected what I honestly believe to be the true interpretation of the spirit and intent of you, the legislator, and the authors of our Constitution, thereby preserving the court as a true beacon of hope for mankind on earth. I can assure you that when confirmed, I will do my best to justify the confidence reposed in me by the President of the Republic of Liberia and you, respected senators. In line with protocols, distinguished senators, I have submitted my resume, which is not much different from the one I submitted to you in 2022. It is my hope and prayer that you will objectively evaluate my suitability for the position for which I have been nominated by the President, and that you will find me fit to serve as the nation next Chief Justice. A decision which I believe you will not regret. I hope that I have said enough. I will rest my case and step back.
The Chief Justice nominated or designated Yami Gbeze before Liberian senators today after President Joseph Boakai instructed the Senate to begin the his confirmation and confirm him forthwith. And the Senate had to do as quickly as possible by arranging his confirmation hearing. Emmanuel Brossy, Cameroonian President Paul Biya is actually blessed to be one of Africa's largest serving leaders ever. The Cameroonian people have really been very patient-minded with President Biya's bad government. Gabriel M said, Uganda president also announced the same, going for a 7th term. Yes. No, Gabriel, that photo you saw, probably it was long ago at CDC headquarters. Yeah, we were there covering a program, and I was leading the commentary team politically. So I think, yeah, it's not a recent thing. Yeah, don't worry. He'll be trying to get outside broadcast stuff. So all of those things you will see. But what you saw, Emmanuel brought, it was a pass. We're covering one of the rallies at CDC headquarters. That's the photo you saw. Yeah, I have that too. Who else? All right. Let's go. Let's take a few calls and then we can get started with our guest, whom I am told by Newton that he's in the building. Let's take a few calls on these. Thank you so much, all of you. Joanna Momolu, you are bereaved. Your father died. You're one of those who follows the show from Monday to Friday. Our condolences as you've gone to bury your father in Lofa County. Patience Wisnot from Lynch Street opposite the Ministry of Public Works. Ibrahim Krumah, the Keke man, he follows the show, all of the show from his Keke. Let's take a few calls on this. 0772 23 99 33, 0886 30 44 97, the women's line 0777 980 375. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we are Myers from Johnsonville.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, concerning the Chief Justice, but Andrew, let me be frank with you. That Chief Justice was nominated to oppress, to depress the opposition leaders. Because I say so because, remember during the saga at the legislature, when the President Barker invited the bench did not tell, no, he alone went there and they discussed all that thing. So he will not do nothing but to suppress. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for calling. Have a nice Monday. Thank you so much for calling. It's just few calls, then we can begin the conversation. If not, then we can go this way with this break as we position ourselves to begin the discussion with the former Director Administration, Liberia National Fire Service. Hello.
Hi, dear, my brother Sam Andrew.
Yeah, I'm doing fine. Marcy. Thank you.
This is Dr. Marcy on the line.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's hear you.
Thank you for the topic on the discussion. For me, I know that I met that it happened last time that what people were doing it was wrong, and the point is such that you're in the king bottle, right? So today they made the Chief Justice to leave with a confirmation. So when they go there, go above. What's above us? If they think they will go there and do any other thing, God will be the judge. The Almighty God will take charge. Thank you.
Thank you, man, Cici. Thank you so much for calling too. Okay, so let's take this break. Then, okay. Hello.
Good afternoon, Sir Andrew.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for the talking point on the discussion. This is Gabriel M, and I'm following a conversation from my comfortable keke on the car web there. Hello?
We're listening to you.
Okay. Thank you very much, man. Look, man, some of us who supported this government, sometimes we are disappointed in how President Barker do appointment in the government. Or sin. Look at Kapila Tane. These are some of the things some of us who supported the government were expecting for President Barker after the sending of Chief Justice Senado today to appoint Kapila Tane. Because some of us who are opposition at that time, when former President Weah was in power, we saw President Weah remove Kapila Tane. Sin. But today, President Barker and all who are criticizing President Weah, because they said President Weah remove Cabinet Tane. But today, President Barker has got the power. It does not even appoint Cabinet Tane. Can you imagine some of us who supported this government, how disappointed we are when President Barker may appoint the Senate?
All right, Chief.
That man that he appoints. So this Chief Justice, that man will be the best.
Thank you, sir.
President Barker.
Hello. Oh man, I told you, y'all can keep your radio on, Chief. You can't get the radio too loud. Too loud. Before you call, you lower the radio or you cut it off. Calling into a radio station is just the same as standing on the street and calling a friend. You don't need to use a radio on the street to call a friend. You do that normally. It is the same way you call into a radio station. Your radio don't have to be too loud. When the radio is loud and then you dial and we okay you from here, it runs straight into the earpiece and it can create ear problem. We've said this over and over. You're not feeling it. We're feeling it. You want everybody to hear you. You want to hear yourself. But you're not understanding the technical aspect. You have to cut the radio off when you're about to call into the radio station. This thing happening all over the world. You listen to BBC side, you hear the put saying the same thing. Oh, you are so loud. Can you lower the volume of your radio because we're not getting you clear? All of the you're running through. You're going straight into the earpiece. So you cut the radio off. When you finish, you can put it on. Hello.
Hello, Sam Andrew.
Yes.
The people know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. Because they don't want for no opposition to win any case in the country yet. That the same thing you
So
talk
who people
about.
now? Who people?
The government.
What happened?
The president, everybody, they what they put it.
But the Constitution said the president get the right to nominate, and he nominated Yami Gweze. So what's the issue?
That's an issue. That's an issue.
But what I reported is not whether Yami Gweze is right or not. I share with you people Yami Gweze's position, what he told the Senate. That is where I expect that you people will have your say to analyze what he said is true or not. It's not about Bouaka anymore. It's about the man who has been nominated. So I share with you what he said, told the senators today, why they should confirm him or not.
Other than the same people, they know what they're doing, Papa.
All right. Thank you. Hello.
Thank you, Mr. Andrew. Good afternoon to you.
Yes, good afternoon. Your name?
Yes, this is Hussein Keo. I called Jacobson. Sam, I know you have a wonderful weekend, and thanks for those on yesterday evening when you were on the radio. I actually enjoyed your summer. Thank you so kindly. Sam, I will continue to appreciate you because you always enlighten the colors. In fact, the president got the right to nominate. And who confirmed is the Liberian Senate. I want to say thank you. Because it was there been President Bouaka, he now spoiled the country. He did this, he did that. In fact, Sam, the chairperson on judiciary in Abuchi, right? If I'm getting it right, is a CDC senator. For God heaven's sake. They have to do the needful sense. I really don't get it. Why people every time when you come up with a conversation, instead of listening and learning from what you say on the radio, they want to phone in and to be heard. That man who is the Senate Committee Chair on Judiciary is a CDC senator. Can you now go to your lawmakers? CDC have their own caucus to scrutinize the nominated Chief Justice, to asking all of the high court questions. You're not doing that.
All right,
you want to come to this anointing president, this bastard deacon that have been anointed by Prophet Muhammad and have been anointed by God Almighty.
Bouaka anointed
on the radio every time.
Wait.
On the radio one day.
Where was it? Did you say anointed leader? Bouaka is anointed.
This is
wait now, my man. Wait. Drop the emotions. Take time. Don't run like Sawa Tessie. Did you say Bouaka anointed?
Not just anointed, but
did you say Bouaka? Did you say Bouaka is anointed?
So you want me to repeat what I said?
Did you say Bouaka is anointed?
Anointed and
anointed by whom? For what? Anointed by whom?
Anointed by the Holy Spirit. Anointed by great men of God, right? And he is.
But then the men of God and another Bouaka, then he cares. So I see you, my man.
The man is an ordained deacon of the gospel.
Hello.
Yes, Samantha.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Yeah.
Well, this is Mohammed Dongo Fufana Jr. Samantha, I don't know, today you are somebody who always enlightens people because the other guy from the other side always calling saying that before you listen to sermon, you got to do research. Today he come here saying you enlighten people. These guys, man, they are so jokers. You should know what to say on the radio. Come and get una conversation. Come and get una point. But I'm gonna say, he enlighten. A lot of time you call. He's saying that before you listen to sermon, you should do research. Today you come on the radio saying this. It is so frustrating. Sermon. Thank you.
Thank you too for calling. Have a nice day. Let's see. If not, then. All right. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. You want to lower your radio? Okay. Let's hear you.
Yeah, this is Gabriel M calling from Harmony Community Power. Yeah, who's the man who the Kwaka he was being
anointed. Anointed by the Holy Spirit.
I think that the devil anointed Kwaka because he said you were going to dance with the devil. So he danced with the devil, he get to the presidency. So you were anointed by the devil. You get to know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's it. That's what I want to say.
All right. Yeah, but when you're dancing with the devil, it means you are anointed by the devil. Yeah. Hello. Okay, he's off. This one, then we get started. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
And I do join you from my resident. We will hold Yamin Bise to honor that those words that he said to the senators, because we cannot question the president for any appointment. If we have issues, I think we have senators at the legislature that we need to take our issue to, so that they can be addressed. The senator also has the right to tell our employee, because they are our employee, we give them a job. We also have the right to tell them what to do in the interest of us. If anybody feels that Yamin will be a bad boy of Mr. Bwaka, then it is left with them. And with the issue of Bwaka being another, Bwaka is not another. Bwaka got no resemblance of anything called anointing.
Who's inside the man was anointed by the Holy Spirit and man of God.
We shouldn't play Margaret out of the gospel.
No, he's not playing Margaret of the gospel. He making the Margaret, he bringing out the Margaret of his own man. He making the fun of his own man.
Exactly, because Bwaka, if you look at Bwaka, in fact, for Bwaka's own physical morphology look, if you look at him, you see demons all around him, all in his face. You see demons there. Then you're talking about nothing. Bwaka is not, he's a friend of the devil. Any man who deals with the devil to do whatever they are doing in their life, only demon can be with you. Bwaka is demonic, and this is why he continue to exhibit that demonic behavior that he always carrying about. Thank you.
Thank you too for spicing up the first live. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. We are so local. Nobody had time for what came out from Cameroon, South Africa, Nigeria, Madagascar. Everybody concentrated on that Supreme Court stuff. Sometimes you just need to get out of your own culture and know what is unfolding in another culture. That's why we can bring all of these things to you, so that you have an understanding. It is our responsibility to fetch the information, research, and bring it to you. Not everything that you'll be obsessed with about Liberia. I can understand it's your culture, but you want to know. And those things that happen in those countries, they have implications for you. Like you see, that's why I use Weah, magnanimous world to concede. Weah could have held on. Weah had everything available to him to hold on as president of Liberia, but he opted to respect the will of the people, and he conceded. With such a marginal figure or small number between he and his rival will give in. They would never do it, never. We've seen all those things around Africa. That's why we share these things with you so that you have an understanding. Let's get started. Time is of the essence. My guest has to go. He is the former director for administration, service, and deputy for administration, and he is a political figure, somebody who had been around, understands the political culture of Liberia. He is Gabriel M. Let me say thank you for coming on Real Talk, accepting our invite. I appreciate it, Mr. Ma. And you are on Real Talk, on which you have to talk the issues real. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Mr. Andrews, and thanks for having me here today.
Okay. So let's have first your observation before we get into the thematics or the specific issues. Let's have your observation about the culture politically in Liberia.
Well, today we're here to speak to many things, but we think that the political atmosphere in Liberia today is not beautiful, it's not nice, it's not fine, it's not enjoyable. And things have gone completely disarray. The country is running haywire because of lack of administration, and the people are suffering. There are a lot more to talk about.
So let's get started. The first area you will have to dwell in. There's this which has become a law. They see it as a law now from a Unity Party perspective, that former President George Weah, who announced his intention to contest 2029, will not come back. As far as the concern, it is a foregone conclusion. What is your perspective? Explain all of the intricacies associated with that vis-a-vis we are back at the executive mansion 2029.
Well, I don't know where they get their belief from. I don't know where they get their belief from. But as far as we're concerned, or Liberians are concerned, now this time around, it was Sedition who used to say, Weah is coming back and Weah is with us. But at this time, Liberia, the entire Liberian citizenry, including the ruling party, their people are also saying that Weah will come back, and Weah will definitely come back. He is the man who's supposed to put things together, who's supposed to straighten this nation. Because what he put forth, what he said, this administration is damaging it. And even though they're damaging it, they can't put anything in order. For example, let me just say this. We had the institution like where you got the ministerial complex today, where you have the ministerial complex. We had a structure there that was being built or erected by Samuel Doe to be defense ministry. When Manasedi came, she destroyed or demolished the place and erected what you call or constructed or the ministerial complex. So Mr. Barker has come. So whatever we are did or put in place, if it is not fine, you want to get rid of it, then do something. But you can't get rid of what we are put together and you just leave it undone. So I mean, there's a serious problem. Weah will definitely come back 2029. And the Liberian people are saying to President Weah that it's a no to say you're not coming back. So Weah is coming back in bold prints, underlined and capitalized. Weah is coming back to be president 2029. He is the only fixer.
How is he coming back? what needs to be done, what isn't being done now?
So what we need to do now, first thing in my mind, is that we need to organize ourselves. Now, there's a saying that says you have to be organized to be recognized. Right now, we need to stop the in-house fighting. We need to organize ourselves, prepare ourselves for the elections. We should not be complacent about the fact that this government is having a lot of missteps, so we will come back. CDC needs to put a house in order. The opposition political parties need to put their house together. And it's about time that we amalgamate forces as oppositions to be able to come against the ills of this country being carried out by Mr. Weah and his people. So these are some of the things. There are a lot of things that we're going through. And this government has failed the Liberian people. This government has no moral when it comes to leadership. This government has failed the country. This government has failed her foreign partners. So
when you say putting the house in order, that CDC needs to put its house in order, what are those specifics? What they need to do, what they aren't doing now that they ought to do going into 2029, and if 2029 should be a reality for them?
So in the meantime, CDC people, they believe in what we call party. We believe in what we call party discipline. I don't understand. I don't get it when we should fight against each other. For example, you see Daniel Bagbala, who was held at a very high esteem in the party, that we consider a vociferous person, a well-learned person to articulate CDC's view. Today we'll be saying different from what the party is, going against. I mean, the party doesn't hate. The party is not against development. The party is not against lawfulness, that when the government is doing something, they got to go against it because they are in the opposition. But the fact is, you can't be going against your party because of your own personal aggrandizement. Come to think about it, look at Thomas Fowler. See the damage Thomas Fowler has to the nation, the entire nation, because of what? His own introspectiveness. So, I mean, we need to put ourselves in order. Our party executives needs to make sure that we structure our party nationwide so that we'll be able to prepare ourselves for 2029 elections.
What is it that those who are below the hierarchy, because that demographic is key, those who are below the hierarchy, I mean the ordinary seditians who look up to the hierarchy for leadership, what they need to do now? You think time in their favor? You think they just need to be hoping and waiting for 2029? What their leaders need to do for them, what leadership they need to show?
We need to leave the party headquarters and go down in the trenches to meet the people. Let's make sure that the people in those various districts and everywhere around the country, they get empowered. Let them be given their own responsibilities, because matters, had it not been because of them, we won't be talking about what we had, or we would not have won the elections. These people have their own forces, they have their own strength. So we cannot be at the hands of power and forget about the people there to make it appear like the dump truck that built the marshal doesn't pass in front of the marshal anymore. We need to go down there and decentralize power. You cannot exist as executive leadership. You cannot exist as executive leadership when the people down there are not doing it. Unfortunately, the young man who is leading our party in Janga Koho, he is going through a lot of hell. He's going through a lot of hell, and he needs help. Jangako is not CDC. Jangako happens to be one of the heads of CDC. So we need to rally around him. Jefferson Koji is not CDC. President Weah is not CDC, though he's the face of CDC. We can't put CDC burdens on these people. We need to wake up. We need to get around them with our know-hows to see how we can develop the party and strengthen our party for 2029. We cannot come to power again just by saying we will come to power 2020 when we ourselves are not working on our future. So we need to put our feet down.
Is it a realistic statement and huddle that Unity Party people often say that Weah would not come back to power, or CDC would not come back to power?
Well, Unity Party, that's their game, and we need to step up to that, because they will go out there. Matter of fact, I will always hear Stanton saying this thing on his phone show. George Weah will not come to power. George Weah not coming back. So every market woman out there, when you go in all the ministries and agencies, by the time you say CDC, the same way when you say CDC is coming back, who will make you come back? CDC will not smell it again, because they're going out there lying. Now, our people, matter of fact, we need to come up with an official statement to say that George Weah is coming back and CDC is bringing George Weah back. Though George Weah is not going to impose himself on anybody that he wants to come back, but CDC will have to make the determination. The people of CDC, the people of Liberia, will make the determination that George Weah is coming to power. He's coming back, and that is the decision of the people, that George Weah will come back. George Weah is not imposing himself. But we are saying that we're not giving George Weah the opportunity to say he will not come back. He has to come back to finish what he started.
Can Unity Party stop Weah from becoming president again in Liberia?
Well, unless they do otherwise, they cannot. They cannot. George Weah coming to power, I beat my chest. It's inevitable. But one thing is, I would pray for George Weah, and I always told people, let us pray for long life, good health, and a stable nation. With that, George Weah will come to power. Take it to bed.
The propaganda is well organized, sustained, and it's having a toll. But it is just like what God said in 2 Thessalonians 2, that the devil performs all kinds of miracles, but lying miracles. So they come up with different kinds of strategies by their own propaganda. It seems to be working, but you can sense the fear in it, so that seditionists really don't believe what their own people telling them and accept that, yes, okay, our leader is not coming back, so let's just leave it as it is. How are you guys countering Unity Party propaganda that it seems so strong, and they have everything to support their propaganda? How are you guys on the other side of the political divide countering their propaganda?
What I think we need to do is, and which we are doing, some people are doing this privately, individually, but what we need to do is to strengthen our communication mechanism, our propaganda mechanism. And in fact, you see, come to think about it, this radio station, you got the King's radio station, you got the Prime radio station. I'm not Prime, I'm sorry. The Freedom radio station, you got the Banner radio stations. We need to move on. We need to move on to these radio stations. We need to support these radio stations. We need to come to these radio stations to be able to propagate CDC's strategies and propagate their strategies, to be able to counter their lies. Unity Party is a lying party, deceptive party, dangerous party. They do not have the interest of this country. But it is on us, because we cannot be discussing we cannot be discussing changes in this country. We cannot be discussing how CDC moves around when we honor the Sycamore tree, when we are Viral Attire Center. On the radio here, we have over 500,000 people listening. And this is the radio we have to use. Why is it that people want to take interest listening to somebody like Stanton from the United States, and you can't listen to your people down here? Probably because we ourselves that want to speak against the ills of society, that want to be heard. We cannot be heard because we're not empowering the people who are supposed to make our voices go across. We're not doing that. So we need to strengthen our propaganda machineries by getting to radio stations, friendly radio stations that will be able to articulate the views of the opposition political parties.
Because it is key in warfare. I can remember before Weah came to the presidency, there was this argument that he's running for president. He attempted the first, the second, and they said, but how is it possible? Because this argument was among media gurus, some of whom are still around, some gone. They were arguing, but how George Weah, as popular as he is, got a radio station, and he's not using the radio stations politically, and those who have radio stations around, they are using it against him, and that actually had a damning effect against Weah coming in at that time.
But at the radio station here, at Weah's radio station, he has managers, he has professionals. It is up to them to know how they will be able to keep the radio station and utilize the radio station. The managers or the administrators of the radio station must be able to strategically get out there to people and pull them to the radio station. Now, let me give you an example. You know why people gravitate a lot to Spoon Radio or to some other radio? Because you got people like Isaac Jackson, Samuel Jackson, and
that Isaac is always here with AB. He doesn't shy away. Unlike most of the other seditions, they don't find it necessary to turn to their own if it is their own.
I know that Isaac Jackson today is not with he's not serving as a panelist anymore on the Spoon TV. But
yeah, they had a clash. They had a clash.
They had
a
serious clash. But you got men like Axedo, you got Akaros Gray, General Akaros Gray, you got Samuel P. Jackson.
Yeah, they're doing well. They're doing well for CDC from that side. They're doing extremely well
from that side. But you know what? At this point in time, during this kind of during this period now, let them give break to that place because they're not getting paid. They're promoting the station. They're helping to promote because with their presence, they might take longer time to talk, but with their presence, those guys will just take 1 or 3 meetings pretentiously and are like they're supporting the government, and then they will speak against the Unity Party.
But you're simply saying, in essence, that one of CDC's strategies going into 2029 should be a strong media outburst.
That's exactly what I'm saying. That we need to come here and have a strong media outburst so that we can counter their lies because they get it against us.
And they are using it. They're taking advantage of their institutions, government, pro-government.
They are using it. So forget it. Never you be afraid. Let them call you opposition, or they say collaborators. Yes, be. So they are also government collaborators. I mean, you got several radio stations in the town that is pro-government. But what is wrong with you talking about your own house? Freedom FM is but you see the difference is that Freedom FM, Kings FM, Banner FM, we give these same people airtime, but they never gave the opposition airtime. When I talk about opposition, I'm talking inclusively, not just CDC, but all other oppositions, they never give them airtime like that. So come to the radio station here, where I hardly follow Sky FM, so I don't know what they can be doing there. No, I hardly follow that. So we need to strengthen our propaganda machineries, and we need to get down there to the people. The foot soldiers are in those various districts. Today, in CDC, our districts are dormant. Our districts are dormant. You only get to hear about the districts being in existence when they say Weah is coming this way, or President Weah is going this way, or we want to do this. Well, all in all, the chairman we have is struggling.
Struggling?
The chairman is struggling.
What do you mean?
Financially, the man cannot run a party like that. He cannot run a party like that. The man needs finances to control the party, to run the party. Of course, on earth, nobody runs a political party without money. If he doesn't get it from President Weah, if he doesn't get it from from his business or his family business, if Jefferson Koji doesn't tap in, I don't know where it's coming from. Maybe others are doing it. But what I know is what I'm telling you. You need papers, you need computers, you need ink. It has to come from that place. It doesn't have to be these three people. Or let's just put it at 15, and I will not be able, and I'm not able to name the balance 12. Where are those people that used to be with Weah, that were around Weah and never wanted to see other people around? Today, because we're not in power, they are lost. I can see Zioka wasting them. When we need Kanyo Bagbala today, he's supporting or the idea of Bwaka reburying dead people. The cost to exhume a body. The cost to exhume a body could put medicine in 3 public clinics. I'm not talking about the ceremony that will come after they exhume the body. Where are these people? When Thomas' father was supposed to be helping our party, he chose to fight against his own. But you know what I mean? I'm not going to mix my words. In CDC, we don't like ourselves too. We don't like our own. But at this point in time, we need to recalibrate by recognizing the importance of everybody and their contributions. We look down on our own too much. We look down on our own people.
And give attention to the outsiders.
Let me tell you, what is more frustrating? 2023, we're having the elections. We were all in the trenches. Our people were all in the trenches. When Henry Costa was vilifying us, vilifying George, we are describing him all kinds of ways, adjectivizing him all kinds of ways. 3 weeks to the second round of election, or 3 weeks to the election, Henry Costa, I don't know where they brought him from, where he came from. They were lodging him at Boulevard Hotel. I went to Boulevard Hotel to see some party leaders, to have talks with them. I could not see them. The next thing I saw Costa coming down with bottle of mineral water, bottle of mineral water where I just could not have 4 plastic bag of water. Costa coming with bottle of mineral water in slippers, in a jeans trouser, hanging beneath his waist, and then his trouser flopping, or the balance of his trouser flopping over his slippers, in a white t-shirt, bluffing, laughing. But because CDC people put him at such a pedestal, when their own people were suffering there, the people I went to see to discuss CDC's matter, they could not avail themselves to me. I walk out. People came from the United States, CDC, USA, women, men. They came to Liberia to register to vote. They registered, they went back. Time to vote, they came here. But nobody gave one of them audience to say, oh, thank you for being here. We want to know where we can go from here. Nobody. But we always like to promote different people.
Is this situation a lesson for CDC and George Weah?
It is a lesson for CDC and George Weah. And George Weah knows it very well. It is funny and it is very sorrowful. George Weah knew exactly what to do. He did exactly what he had to do. But some evil geniuses will have to go out there after getting what the party, George Weah, we gave them for the party, to go and do the parties where they will go out there and divert it to their personal use.
So he was betrayed.
He was betrayed. He was betrayed and crucified at the polls. He was betrayed and crucified at the polls. It was very sorrowful. I'm going to tell you something. I have a friend who is an American senator. He's so much fond of Weah. This guy, after election, when Weah conceded defeat, he called me. Usually, I call him, or I send him message. He never called. I send him message. He reply me, but when I call him, we talk. But this time around, when President Weah conceded defeat, the guy called me. He said, Gabriel, I said, oh, Mr. Senator, it's strange. He said, yes, I called you to tell you that your president conceded defeat. I said, yes, I know. He said, you mean he conceded defeat to less than 1%? I said, yes, Mr. Senator. He said, is he an African or Liberian? I said, both. He said, damn it. I said, both. He said, damn it. That means this guy, in his political professional life, he has never heard something like that coming from an African country or happening in an African country. So why did Liberia see such a diamond and throw it in the bush? This was when I felt like something slipped out of our hands. I didn't just consider it to be, it was democratic, but I knew that something slipped out of our hands. I want Liberian people to know this. Weah did not win election, did not win Georgia by 20,000 votes. Weah won by a little over 17,000 votes because Weah's percentage was 14. I know some people say 49.11, but Weah won. We had a percentage of 49.11%. And you understand? And Weah had the other one, which made him president. It was just a little over 17,000 and not 20,000. We should not be singing it as 20,000.
So I can deduce from you as you speak, Mr. Ma, two things cause George Weah and CDC the presidency or re-election: complacency and betrayal.
Yes, sir. Complacent. Oh, did I say yes, sir?
It doesn't matter.
That good English?
Beautiful English.
Beautiful.
Where you got educated? Which school you went to?
Yes, sir. And I think we digress a little bit. And I was awarded a degree for speaking beautiful English.
Yeah, that's part of the broadcast. I was just kidding. Okay. Your radio is also therapeutic.
Exactly.
So, two factors: complacency and betrayal, that caused CDC the
But behold, he did not intend to be president. He was working for Mr. Taylor. He did not intend to be president. He was working for Mr. Taylor. At the end of the day, he was elected chairman. But how did he get elected to be elected chairman? Or how did he get to be chairman? For example, Kanye Bagbada's father, Omer Bagbada. Omer Bagbada was also planted at that convention. He rode into that convention with a bunch of money in his car. I remember vividly he was driving a Renault sedan, a gray Renault sedan. In that sedan, the Omer had over $25,000 that he carried to pump into the Alliance's convention. You see? When the Omer carried the money before PRO5 got there, the news got to us. And I ran to Ekoma in the back and told Ekoma that a particular car is coming here with money. We will not allow it to enter. I told Milton Tiaje. When I called Milton Tiaje's attention, what did Milton Tiaje do? He stood on the decks, behind which the Ekoma man was standing, and Milton Tiaje alarmed that money is coming in this place here. No car, nobody will enter here with the money. We caused that noise. We went to the convention. The people, what they were doing, they were buying vote. They were doing vote buying, paying money to convention delegates. So you know that in Liberia, alliances never hold because people will try to dollarize or induce people with money. Come to George Weah time. We had our alliance, we had our coalition. George Weah had our coalition from the beginning to the end. He held on to it. CPP came with their collaboration. But what happened? They couldn't hold, and because they couldn't hold, they did anything and everything to make sure that they broke CDC's coalition, and they did not succeed. We had it didn't mean that we didn't have our differences, but there were a lot of mature people then, and we had it. So George Weah's case is different. But for Ellen, at that time when Ellen was playing her game, I didn't follow much of it because I was in Haiti, working for the United Nations, and from there I went to the United States where I was, hustling, and I was there for quite some time. So I really didn't follow Ellen until 2017 when I came back to campaign for CDC, and we won the elections, and I got nominated, went to confirmation, and subsequently appointed. So Weah's case is different. Weah held his alliance. But the other people who brought their alliances, they always broke away because the people did money to pump into, to break people's alliances. Of course, you saw that. Mr. Cummings will go with Henry Costa, then they go to meet Alan White or Chris Smith to demonize the government, spending thousands of dollars. I remember the other time they had to spend $180,000, put that money in Alan White's pocket. But let me tell you something, Alan White, I drove Alan White personally in Liberia under Army's instruction. I drove him 2 times.
Corruption? You did nothing to clamp down on corruption. You didn't even dismiss with a probable cause a single person in your government, and Boakai has done that and continues. So comparatively, their argument is Boakai is better off in the fight against corruption, setting precedents, why you were on a frolicking plane.
So you got to assist the Liberian people and myself, who has Boakai dismissed for corruption. I know that Boakai usually suspend with all pay. I mean, publicly he will say that. Meanwhile, the people are getting their salaries undercover, but to the public he says he suspend. But have you ever heard Boakai? Have you ever heard Boakai dismissing somebody? But what I know Boakai does, or he can do, is remove people from tenure position by force. He removed people from tenure positions. So George Weah dismissed people. He didn't make it public. He dismissed people for reasons best known to him. But why would George Weah want to dismiss people when they are doing their job? When you allege that somebody is corrupt, bring the proof. So to say that this person is corrupt, it's not enough to give a man or president who has the final decision or final say, who's supposed to be judgmental, to give him the cause to dismiss anybody because somebody said this man is corrupt. What would it look like if I just came from somewhere and say Sam Andrews? Sam Andrew is corrupt. AB, Sam Andrew is corrupt. Sam Andrew, AB said, okay, what has Sam Andrew done wrong? What did he do? What did he, steal from here or carry away from here? Sam Andrew is corrupt. AB will dismiss him for that. Then he's not a leader. He would never be a good leader to do that.
So dismissing is not necessarily a leadership characteristic. Just dismiss because the public wants you just dismiss, or you think you when there is no substance for dismissal.
That has been some of the ego or demonic strategy of the Unity Party people. They will speak against certain people. They will speak against certain people and asking George Weah, you must dismiss this person because they didn't like the person. And when George Weah dismisses such person, then they clap their hands. Once George Weah dismisses such person, they'll clap their hands. Then they think that they are succeeding as opposition. But and another thing is that they will always think that because the opposition and pretend to be formidable, we will do this, we exert pressure to see that George Weah carries on this action, then they will know that we are forceful. But sometimes George Weah pays them no mind.
It is the first time in Liberia's history that a president will just suspend. I think President Weah has suspended more than 15 persons now. They are sitting. Nothing is happening. Is there a leadership?
I was following there. Every time he suspended, I would say one. When he suspends, I would say 2. I think I did that until I reached to 18. But from there, I lost track. Even though he said 15, I lost track that I haven't been following it. But I know that I have counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 18. He suspended people. And the worst thing is, it looks like Weah doesn't have dismissal in his action. But if he tells you you are suspended and turn all your office material over, including your car key, then you should do the rest of it and dismiss yourself.
You're listening to Real Talk on Kings 88.5 of me, Sam Andrews. My guest is the former Deputy for Administration, Liberia National Fire Service, Gabriel M, a Liberian politician and also a member of the Congress for Democratic Change, my guest this afternoon. Please notify me. Some of you are saying you're getting the image but not the sound apart from the radio. The guy work on it now. So please, if you are getting the sound, please notify me. Just give me a notification. So I'm waiting on that. So before we get to the line, we heard last week and today he faced the Senate. Just busy. Some people within your camp give it different political interpretation. Okay, Molly Cisse, thank you. You said the sound is loud and clear. That it is a game plan for 2029. What can you read into Yamin Besid's appointment or nomination by Joseph Boakai, the president?
I really don't know Nyame Besid like that. So whatever.
You don't have to know him.
Yeah. So
but you've been following.
I mean,
you go with the same understanding that most people have, that it is a plan for 2029.
So 2029 in favor or against whom?
The appointing power.
Well, then we shall see, because election is about numbers. It is not something abstract. When we go to elections and people win elections, that means basically will not be able to change election results. To do that would be a serious chaos. It would be very chaotic. That one party has a vote of 20, then another party has a vote of 9, and you want to give it to 9 because you dare, or it was the group that have 9 votes that put you there. You'll be nurturing chaos. So whatever Nyame Bweze is doing there, he's doing it because it is constitutional. It is legal for him to be there. He was elected. He was nominated by the president and confirmed by the Senate and then appointed Chief Justice. So he's there until he reaches his tenure. All he got to do is to be professional. I know people have problem with Chief Justice Mana Siane Yo. Everybody, we don't have to like you, but I think she was very terrific in what she does.
It's coming up to 2 minutes to 5 o'clock. So let's turn to you now to have your say on the show. 0772 23 99 33 0886 30 44 97. The women's line 0777 9803 75. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Sam. How are you?
Good afternoon.
Yeah, Sam, I'm just there, the board of Sabu Rasta. I'm phoning in from Point 4B, as I would be there in Zimbabwe. Sam, let me say good afternoon to people like Gabriel.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, Sam, Gabriel, I'm calling from District 16. No, one thing to my attention, he said that our district are dormant. For me, my district are big dormant, brother. But when I can see that you said, it really caught my attention, bro. When you come in our district, bro, you said you will feel bah. You know when you said that OCDC lost the election because President Weah was betrayed. I believe it, man. Can you imagine people who saw 10 years ago that were moving around today, bro? We can't see them no more. But one thing I can say, President Weah will never die. The Bible says, touch not my anointing and do my prophet no harm. President Weah choosing one from God. And brother, for me, anytime you ready, I'm willing to work with you. Thank you, brother, for having me.
Thank you very much.
Hello.
Thank you, Sam. For the first time, I beg you to give me even 2 minutes or 1 minute 30 seconds.
My man,
right?
say what we got to say. Unity Party.
Yes, no problem. Thank you, Sam. Thank you so kindly. Let me say good afternoon to your guest. Sam, I listened to him when he said President Weah will come back. Let me say no. And the reasons why I'm saying no is one of those reasons, Sam. In fact, Sam, I've been to fire service. The Deputy Director for Operation currently is one Edwin P. Tezos. The Deputy Director for Administration is Emmanuel Farr. Sam, I went to fire service. That place never ever represented a government entity. Those guys sat in that place and nothing they did. But in fact, Sam, why should the electors vote for President Weah? Those civil servants that are there, what the condition left them in? Why do you think they will want to vote for Weah? Where you have a Deputy Director for Administration, you are the second powerful man, and you let that place like that. Why do you think the civil servants will still go to the pool and elect President Weah?
All right,
so
thank you, Sam. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, Mr. Andrew.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, good afternoon to our studio guest.
Good afternoon, sir.
I'm happy about how you talk about Henry Costa there that time. Me, I was sorry to malaria. All of them that I never get from me. You go to all the money because I get to that man. That man talk about money we have this great money we have to all kind of thing. So, look at it on the night, but we can't go out to do it. Because now, police now beat me 2 times. This few times, police beat me again for the money we have paid.
Thank you, sir. Hello.
What I say, I like it. And I continue to be telling the people so we can come together. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Mr. Andrews.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. Firstly, I want to commend your studio guest for his explanation.
What is your name?
I agree with him on your analysis.
What is your name? What is your name?
Oh, I'm Pastor Emmanuel Cooper, sorry, from District 11.
Pastor Emmanuel Cooper.
Yeah. Studio guest, I want to say thank you to you.
Thank you.
You don't mind those little boys who call on the air and talk rubbish. You talk about the Liberia National Fire Service. Tell us what you have done there currently that brought it up to standard of public place. You haven't said anything. So the thing is, you can't come on air and say, President Weah will never come back. So now God to determine who sits on the throne of a country. It's being put in place by electoral processes. So you can determine, and your government not doing anything up to standard that will convince the electorate tomorrow to even follow you. So I don't see why Hassan can come and talk that kind of thing. But the thing is, the betrayal was too open, and thank God the former president have said, and you get to know those who are closer to him, they betray the country, they betray the interests of the masses. So God have given him an opportunity. By the grace of God, will always live 2029 and make sure that we bring him back to power. God bless you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Yeah, thank you very much. Abraham, you might have called for Christopher.
Let's hear you, Abraham.
When you are saying something, the publicity arm of the government for them was very weak, and that is true. I say I will complain on that. It's too much. But we have done a lot in this country as a president for this country to improve the life of the Liberians. There were no messaging for the locals to hear it. Some of us try our best to tell the people about our voices because we are not a person to tell the new people to believe. So, and one thing they did again, sit down, that was very discouraged me. When we went for that long due payment, if citizens are just follow, if you are still weak, decentralized that process, but if citizens who have been stronger than ever before, because there were people that were waiting to get paid in the zero community. We know where the party headquarters there. And we're back here waiting to see the process. These are part of it. But now people are getting weak because they have been you say complacency. Yes, that's what happened. Because showing the too satisfied and then they feel relaxed.
Thank you, sir.
Take it serious and decentralize that process and farm trusted people.
Okay, Chief. All right. Hello. Hello? Oh, man. Sorry. I can't do that. I can't take you, man. You keep the thing running in the ear. You won't get put ear complain. You'll be the same people that say, oh, you're generally again go to hospital. Yeah, you I don't know that I came from you. That I will cut you off. Once it comes, I will cut you off. Hello.
Yeah, this is Justin Fowler. I'm waiting for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say thank you to the student guests. You know, the atmosphere itself by itself is speaks on it. When former President Weah was in power, you see everywhere that Liberia, everywhere the Liberia is represented, you see Liberia coming from their wall. Pressure from there can be fruitful, but not with this the leadership that we have. So if I say the government, I'm including myself. But with the leadership we have today, everywhere that Liberia is represented, Liberia is almost like Liberia is dark. We are in a dark place. The atmosphere is dark. Everything, the puppet is just, I don't know how I should say the puppet is correct. Because somebody who dances with the devil, nothing will come out of them. Because if you dance with the devil and you expect blessing or favor to locate you.
All right,
Once
sir.
you dance with the devil, everything that attached to the devil has to do with darkness.
Thank you, Chief.
So,
Thank you.
Thank you for the show.
Hello. You are on the air.
Yeah, good evening, Sandra.
Good evening. Nice to hear you.
This is David D. Fanning. Everything we discuss every day, every time, we all should trust God. I'm cutting through. You see the life we live? Any soup you cook for your children, if the children not praise it, when God help you get grandchildren, they will praise it. Your neighbors will praise it. We pray that by the grace of God, everything they have said about Weah, yes, We agree. But we that with Usa, we know we are. We know him best to the best of our ability. We are some man that he believes in principle. The principle in which I'm speaking of. We are is one man that if you feel certified today, let us not make John Brown be certified tomorrow.
All right, Chief. Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
Your name, where you call from?
I'm calling from Echam. This is number 2. Man, give me Gandhi.
Let's hear you, Amos.
Yeah.
Yeah, where you are, I think your line is cracking. You have network problem. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am Charles Ambrose.
Charles Ambrose
from Ghana Belt.
Let's hear you, Charles.
Okay. Our studio guest I thank you very much for his deliberation. But one thing I have problem with the partisan of this party is CDC. CDC is not a charity organization. Most especially our elders like myself. We always putting our burden on CDC. I can't get my rent. I can't get nothing from the people. And what have you given to the party? What can you do for the party? The CDC is not there to pay people rent who were born since some of us in 1940 something. And CDC just came yesterday. We expect CDC to be paying our rents around here. It's impossible. CDC can't pay all the elders in this party rent. We'll just be paying rent throughout. And people that had it became disenchanted. They put a burden on the party. I never got one cent. They don't pay my rent. They're putting me out. And this and this. Which is not fair. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity.
Hello. Hello?
Good afternoon. Yeah, good afternoon, Samanju.
What is your name? Where you call from?
Well, this is Mohammed Donzo Fafana Jr. I joined you guys from the Somali draft. Well, I want to appreciate your studio guests, and also I want to appreciate you and the entire KZN family. Well, I just want to tell this caveat to the guys from the other side. 2029, President Weah will be re-elected, elected or not, President Weah will be re-elected, because the people have already resolved their problems that 2029, President Weah will come back, and if you elected, if you elected or you're not elected, when hold a transformer. But President Weah gave Mr. Barker this leadership because he's a democratic man. Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling. Have a nice day. Okay. Let me see from this. And we had a few calls coming in from out of Liberia. Let's go with this one. Yes. Hi, Mama.
Hello, Brother Andrews.
Yeah, fine.
Good evening.
How are you?
Yeah, thank God for life. Okay, thank you so much for the talk. Thank you. Those who say President Weah will not come back, President Weah will not come back. Who thought Unity Party were going to come back? That party. Who thought it were going to come back for what we experienced under Mahelen? That was the Mahelen dancer. Her own, she did intelligently. Dancer, she would not say, move. We don't want this myth, but down side to right side, She took people from there and brought her own people, down side and right side. When Ekmo were there, and Liberia made decision that when woman acted, all people down, the party will not come back. It was a very big mistake with me. But my president, he didn't do right side, he didn't do down side, right side. He left. Unity Party members were working. Suppose who are annoyed, we didn't like the idea, but they will say, yeah, they are Liberians. And we made that big mistake. 2029, if we don't rectify that mistake we made, 2023, we'll find ourselves nowhere. our country will go down. Look at what's happening. Every ministry, corruption. Everywhere the people went there to steal. They don't go there. They didn't go there to govern. They didn't ask for the country to govern, to help the citizen, to build the country. They went there to enrich themselves and to tell Bwaka, what you don't have is time now. It's time now for you to plan something for you. That's what they're doing. But I'm sorry, the rightful owners of Unity Party, they are all dead. Edward Kessler, Dr. Kalon, and others. Unity Party was not even for Helen. Helen Party was Action Party. But when she came, Action Party was occupied by Vanishamo. The one she brought that party, she bought it. She paid for it to use sexual measure to turn it over to the owners. And she left for spoiling like that. So nobody has a right to stop somebody from coming. Nobody. We're all Liberians, and the time will come. And that 2029 election, if you don't want someone to come and tell the people what that person did, and tell the people what you can do, what you are doing that people like, the world like or the country likes. Tell people, compare your leadership with the person who you're stopping from coming. Leadership before you made that remarks. So 2029, we'll see. Thank you. We will see.
Okay. Thank you for your input. Salient points. Hello. Hello?
Hello.
Cut off your radio. Cut off your radio, please.
Yeah, I'm far from the radio. Yeah. I'm GM Sawa calling from district number 2, Lower Margaret County. Yeah, as related to the topic, what we are coming by is a showcase because Nigeria did extremely well more than this government. They extremely well more than the government, and we expect that he come back to continue the good work that he did for the Liberian people. We want to see him doing more. But we know he had a lot of agenda to accomplish, but because of the corrupt student election, so we couldn't continue. But we'll continue when we come back 2029.
All right, Chief. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Let's go this way. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Andrew.
Good afternoon. What is your name?
My name is Rose Toto. I'm calling from Front Street. You see, Mr. Andrew, these people, I don't know, the lying virus, they're looking at a paper in a Hussein border. He saw the fire selling car that Josh Weah and his people left.
Forget about the man. That man been gone a long time. Just say what you called to say. Say your own.
Getting point of correction. Sometimes Mr. Andrew, they will gain point of correction. You hear? What they did, and I did fire selling car and the bro. The cars that
just leave that one. It's on the list. The man who here is an expert in that area. He worked there, so just leave it. He will address it. It's on his list to address. I thought to leave it on for the closing.
As we say, we see Judicial by the grace of the Almighty God that we serve. President Weah will come back and direct the country again in the right path.
All right.
Because the suffering is too much. He will rule this place here and we will enjoy our lives more than what we're going through now. You know that pressure when some of our school coming open. We get it flat out from anywhere. How do we put our kids there?
Thank you, sir. I want to bring as many people on. I know that you want to express yourself and go so emotional, but you want to give chance to others. I want to take as many persons as I can.
Hello, Sandra.
Yeah.
This is Peterson Maya Weah. The chairman, we are auxiliary movement in Johnson's edition number 2. Thank to the studio guest, Mr. Mann.
Thank you.
President George Mane, we are coming back to the presidency is imminent. It's imminent. We are coming back. But to throw my lay advice is that we must establish some regional offices that will disseminate the manifesto of the party to the people.
Because not only we go to the central headquarters, you get a central headquarters fine. You must establish regional offices that will be working. So I will advise the leadership to think about it, to do a survey. Do a survey how to, establish your regional offices.
Thank you, sir.
It is true that we are coming back.
Thank you. All right. Thank you so much. You're doing extremely well. Let's take the last one. Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, let's hear you quick.
Yeah, I want to say, Musa is my name. I'm calling from Johnson.
Let's hear you, Musa.
Yeah, Andrew, I want to appreciate your guest. What the people can do now, what CDC can do before the 2029. All the radio stations are for CDC or for the municipal party. That is basically all the radio stations. Every week, they go to Pina FM. Every week, they go to King FM. Every week, they go to Banana FM. Yeah, that. So they inter-added the people know that some put on Facebook. They all put on Facebook. But they put listen to radio. So if the CDC and go back to radio, I think it will be all right for us.
Okay.
Thank you for
Yeah, thank you too. Before Mr. Mike can respond and then address two issues I got on my questionnaire, let me bring this to your attention from the Asset Recovery Team. They said the Asset Recovery and Property Retrieval Task Force has observed troubling reports suggesting that some individuals under active investigation may be attempting to flee the country in order to avoid legal accountability. Arab strongly warns that fleeing the country would not protect anyone from investigation or prosecution. Such actions only deepen public suspicion and reinforce Liberia's determination to recover stolen assets and uphold the rule of law. With the full support of international agencies and diplomatic allies, every legal avenue will be used to locate and return such individuals to face the law. As part of Arab's mandate, the task force will activate former diplomatic channels through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, initiate extradition requests under applicable regional and international treaties, and engage in collaboration with Interpol, ECOWAS, and African Union member states, as well as global asset recovery networks. AREP reminds all persons of interest that cooperation with ongoing investigation is a legal duty, not an option. Attempts to obstruct justice through flight will be met with lawful, coordinated, and resolute action. The task force remains committed to a transparent, non-political process rooted in due process and due process and national accountability. No one is above the law, and no attempt to flee will ultimately succeed. Mr. Ma, you can respond.
Thank you. What am I responding to? The colors or what you read? The colors?
No, this is not for you, just for the public. Just
okay, thank you. First, let me start with Mr. Hussein. I wish I had a luxury of time so that I will just show you some photos when I enter fire service.
Okay, so you can use Hussein's concern to explain fire service a little bit since it's on the plate. I thought to ask you it last, but you can go into it.
Thank you. So, Hussein, my name is Gabriel. I'm sure you'll be able to spell Gabriel. But if you cannot spell my last name, I'm going to spell it to you phonetically by using words. My last name is N as in November, M as in Mary, A as in Apple, and H as in Harris. That is NMAH. So get it. It's Gabriel M. When you go on Facebook, because of you, I will post what my office was and how I left it. Fortunately, as a matter of fact, I didn't want to talk about this fire service business. But fortunately, I'm here before the same St. Andrews man, Honorable Sam Andrews, who had gone to my office. He visited my office. But let me tell you, one of my sisters mentioned the people, Joseph Boakai bought tiny cars. Man, those fire trucks were not bought by Boakai's government. George Weah government bought those cars. They procured those equipment for the Liberian National Fire Service, the Republic of Liberia. I was deputy director for administration of the Liberian National Fire Service. When those documents, when those cars, those equipment were procured, we procure 8 fire trucks, 5 ambulances, 2 pickups, 2 jeeps, and 2 sedans. The jeeps, 3 jeeps. The deputy director for operations and I will use the same kind of jeep, and the director proper used the Everett jeep, which we bought from George Haddad. The pickups were purchased from this guy is the general manager, Mr. Baba, Cactus Motto. And the fire trucks and the ambulance, we spent $324,000. For the sake of airtime, I will not be able to say everything. And I wrote Sir Joseph, I told him about it. Akaros Gray knows about it. I wrote Mr. Baba himself, apparently will be extinction text messages. And I told him to tell the Liberian people that these fire trucks were procured by George Weah's government. If Bwaka's government says that they were the ones that procured the document, let them show you the procurement records. I challenge them. This is the time that IAA needs to move in fire service to show that. Let Bwaka government show you the procurement document. They got no procurement on those things. Those are things that George Weah bought. And how did George Weah gave those buses? Those equipment. The first we got appointed 2018. The first fire service international firefighters day program we had. First of all, George Weah brought in 5 fire trucks when we had that program. And he gave the Liberian National Fire Service 5 fire. When we enter fire service, we have 1 fire truck, 1 old fire truck that was given by Army and 1 old water truck. Those were the things we have in the Republic of Liberia. While we're in government, I think few months after, then we received a brand new fire truck that Ellen's government procured. So we had a 1 fire truck plus the old one Army gave and the water truck. Then Joshua brought in 5 fire trucks from India.
We have brought in 5
fire trucks from India, including 45 buses.
Firefighting trucks.
Firefighting trucks from India.
Not water pouring trucks, but firefighting.
I said firefighting trucks. But let me say firefighting trucks would be FFT. Firefighting trucks. Joshua brought 5. Then after that,
before you go further, do we have now in this regime this time firefighting trucks?
So I'm coming to that.
Do we have now? We're running into time.
Yes, we should have.
We have brought in 5.
5.
And do we have any today?
We should have. We left them there. So
we should have.
We should have. So besides those 5 fire trucks, we were able to procure 8 tactical fire trucks under George Weah administration.
Besides the 5 we are brought in
India,
under your administration, you procure 5. So that's 10.
5 fire trucks George Weah brought from India. We procure 8 fire trucks, 5 ambulances, 3 pickups, 3 jeeps, and 2 sedans. So here is the point. We got the other cars, we got 2 pickups, we got the 3 jeeps, we got the 2 sedans, but we could not get the fire trucks and the ambulance. Now, this is the point. The government did not pay until we ran into elections. The document, everything was prepared, the vouchers, everything was prepared, waiting for disbursement. What they call the guy? Baba from Cactus Motors. He told me that I engaged him. He told me that we received the check, but the check bounced because they said no money. And I pressured him many times until he admitted to me that Bwaka government paid the money for the trucks. When are the trucks coming? He said, we put the trucks on some kind of shipment method they call ro-ro. Now, when you put the trucks on these kind of things, using that kind of transportation method or mode of transportation, it is not insured. So it was taking a long time and just like that. And one time I say, you know why? There's gone State of the Nation address. I say you need to tell the Liberian people, first of all, you need to tell President Weah so he can include it in the State of the Nation address that George Weah procured these trucks.
Okay, we're running into time, Mr. Ma. What I would do is, because we are in a warfare, one of the things that we've always said, if people who manage certain sector would not come out to say, Unity Party, what they put out to the people is what the people will accept. We are in a gullible and rumor-based society. If somebody accuses Mr. Ma of XYZ and Mr. Ma doesn't come to give his side, the people will believe that Ma did that. What I'm saying in a political context, you people been managing those various sectors. It is one of the things that we've been talking about going into 2029. Let the people know how it was, because Unity Party government is portraying it like you mess everything up, you dirty the place. I mean, they made dirty place, nothing available at all. They are doing everything they can to give life. So at another time, I will bring you in so that you talk exclusively fire service. But before you go, comparatively, give the people an understanding what they have brought in terms of standard. The bargain all over the place that they brought in significant in trucks, I mean, or good trucks to fight fire more than what you did. You are an expert in that area. Explain that those things that they brought in, are they up to standard? Are they the real thing for any situation? Any outbreak?
They are not up to standard. Unfortunately, those were not what we procured. Those were not the specification we gave to the vendor. So they brought in different, something fishy.
What they brought in is different.
It's not a
from your specification.
It's different from my specification or our specification.
But they are not saying, they did not say the propaganda out there, even yes, it's propaganda, but sometimes propaganda has some truth in it. They are not saying that it is what they inherited from you, but what under Boaka's leadership, by Boaka's innovation, that they brought in, they purchased with their own money, government money, not what you brought in or the specifications you left there.
So that is a blended lie from the blue sky. They lie and they continue to lie, and they're not going to survive this. The trucks were procured by George Weah administration. And this is the point. Here, well, you know what they did cleverly? They already pumped in $2 million for fire equipment. And they make it appear like they changed the specification and added one bus or coastal bus to the equipment we procure. You understand? So it will appear like they are the ones that brought it. So the specification of what we procure is not what they brought, but those were the same quantity. So my question is, I'm asking the vendor, if it is not that, because you told me you received the money, if it is not the $324,000 equipment that you have here that the government is using, then where is the $2 million equipment? You understand? Now, Boaka government could not have procured those equipment, that amount of equipment, for less than 3 months or 6 months. You understand? We've been working on those things since 2021, and we got them 2023. Are you getting me? What kind of magic Boaka then play? What kind of magic? Because they were already en route. Now to Hussein, when I entered fire service as deputy director for administration, I was sitting in a broken chair, quite broken chair. And I using drawers as my desk. And then I using my personal computer, my laptop, as on the desk, and then working. I will send you pictures. I gave you my name so you go on my page. And I will print the pictures, and Sam Andrews will use his expertise to flash them. And then you will see how I entered that place as deputy director and how I left it. When I left it, I left a state-of-art office.
Yeah, leave your office out. I'm concerned, my emphasis is on those sequence. So you brought in, your government on the Weah brought in sophisticated equipment, standard equipment for firefighting than what we have now brought in by this government.
Right. Yes. we spend little money to procure quality equipment. On the flip side, Bakade said they put $2 million in the budget and brought out what we procure to be what they spent $2 million for. So either we know how the $324,000 was spent or how the $2 million was spent. The legislature, the House of Representatives, whatever, and the vendor, we have to tell the Liberian people.
So what they have over there, what do you see at fire service? We see several trucks. Are they just for a backup to carry water? Because it's been portrayed as firefighting trucks. But I have listened to some people, apart from you, who we don't talk often, but those who have listened to from around on the street, they said, no, it's not really. It's just something to say, okay, oh, water finished, then you carry it and then the pump water.
So, Mr. Andrews, I'm telling you that we procure fire trucks, tactical fire trucks, because we know that a lot of times when fire breaks
So
out.
what is it? How do you call those ones that are parked at fire service? Are they are what? They are fire trucks?
I don't know what they are. Maybe they just some water trucks. I don't know whether they are fire trucks. I'm sorry. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know that fire trucks must be able to, people must be able to use the fire trucks to fight fire. But you can bring some kind of truck here. If a matter of fact, fire trucks are not manufactured like that. They are specialized vehicles. You go and buy the cars, and then you tell the company what you need on the car, and they'll build the car to your satisfaction.
So help out my ignorance here, which somebody was explaining, and then I tried to get a picture of what a real firefighting truck is. So if a tall building, a 4 or 5 story building, and there is a fire on the last floor, can this what we have here put that fire off on the last floor?
So we got several, we got classes of firefighting cars. So that which you're talking about, we call it a ladder truck. You understand? Because that one we also stretch out to go to the high-rise building. But because
I think that's similar thing the person was explaining.
Yeah. Those are high-class ones. Maybe you be getting one of those ones for almost $1 million. But we're talking about something that would be
but the country needs to have that, because we have story buildings.
You got streets for them.
It's one of the things in firefighting.
Yes, you need rules. You need perfect rules. Now, I mean, most of our places here around here in this country, the places are congested, impossible. For the listening audience, I didn't say impossible. I say impassable. That means you can't pass there.
Sorry, Mr. Man, we have to hold you there because of time. We will bring you back so that you explain all things fire service, so our people will have a full understanding. In the next minute or 1 minute before you go, do you support July 17th? Enough is enough protest.
If the framers, the creators or the supporters of July 7 are 100%, they are in 100% support. I am in 110% support of what they play. You don't have to feed on their understanding. What is your own? That's why they came out. What is your own position? My position is I support it, and Liberians must support it, and it's a yes, enough is enough. Will you be part of it? I will be part of it. Thank you, sir. I will be part of it. It's a yes. Thank you. Thank you so much for showing up. I appreciate everything. Thank you. We'll talk as time goes by. Next time we'll talk all things the fire service and firefighting within Liberia. I appreciate it. Thank you. Mr. Andrew, to that, when I'm coming, of course, I'm not going to come with my original documents before some people ambush me. I'll bring photocopies. I'll bring all the documents here to prove that Georgia administration procured this, and let Mr. Boyka's administration show us a piece of paper on how they procured this document. All right, sir. If not what I have or we have. Thank you. I look forward to having that conversation. Thank you so much. I can tell you thank much for having me here. You and your studio people. Thank you very much.
He is Gabriel M, Deputy Administration, former Liberia National Fire Service, my guest. But we were not into fire service exclusively, but politics. We're back tomorrow, if God permits. CDC hour is on from 6:50 to 7. You're with Isiaka Sharif. And then at 8 o'clock is the nation's thought-provoking, always all over the community, everywhere. You want to be a part of it. Never, ever miss it. 1/3 of your existence, you lose it if you miss out on it. It's called Face the Issues with Teacher Light, Anthony at Law, Abraham Gox and Weah at 8 o'clock. If God permits.